Hello, everyone. It's me, Mrs. Gronert, and today I'm going to tell you the story of Sparrow's Search for the Rain, a Native American folk tale from Canada. Once, many years ago, there was a great warrior that everyone respected because he was strong, brave, and was able to do many wonderful things for the people. He lived with his beautiful daughter. She had also gained many of his wonderful gifts and was kind and helpful and always did great things for her people. Well, her father wanted her to get married, and he would go out and brag about how wonderful she was to all the men in the village. Oh, my daughter is so wonderful. She's beautiful, she's kind, and she has many gifts to give to our people. And all the men saw his beautiful daughter, and they did want to marry her. So many different men came and tried to marry the daughter, but she was not very interested in many of the men who came. In fact, she was not interested at all. She said she would rather live alone for her entire life than marry a scatterbrained, small minded, egotistical man. But this didn't stop any of the men from coming and trying to win her hand. One of the first to come was Loon with his long neck and tall, slender body. He thought he could win the girl, so he came to her one day. Hello, princess. I would love to marry you. Look at my long neck. I'm so handsome. Look, I can fish. He spent most of the day fishing and showed her that he could get all sorts of food for her family, which was a good skill, but she was not interested. Then, after he finished fishing, he went right over to her and he just stared at her very strangely for a good amount of time. And when he finally stopped staring, he started giggling almost crazily. Oh, oh, my beautiful woman. Don't you want to marry me? Well, the girl looked at him and said, I would rather live alone for my entire life than have to marry a scatterbrained, small minded, boastful man like you. Go away and do not come back. Well, the next to try to win her hand was Fox. Now, Fox, of course, thought he was very handsome and knew he was also very fast. So he wanted to impress the girl with his speed. And he also wanted to make the serious girl laugh. So when he came, oh, look at you. You're a beauty almost as beautiful as me. Would you like to marry me? I know I can make you laugh. And to try to make her laugh, he spent the day chasing his tail around in circles. When he finally stopped, the girl said, who do you think I am? I'm not going to marry a scatterbrained, small-minded man like you. Go away and leave me alone. Well, many other men came and tried to win the girl's hand, but none of them proved to be intelligent, and none of them gave her any reason to want to marry them. Well, this made all of those men a bit angry. And the men got together one day and they started talking in the middle of the village about the girl. I can't believe it. She called me a scatterbrain. Well, she called me small-minded. That's not it at all. She called me boastful. She needs to get something back. We need to get back at her. Well, as they were all talking about the girl and how she refused all of them and called them names, Whirlwind, who was a known trickster, was spinning by and heard them talking. Now, at the same moment, the girl was walking by, and this is what happened. Whirlwind saw her walking by and decided to play a trick to get back at her for all of the unkind things she said to all of his friends. So Whirlwind came whirling by. And as the girl was walking along, the most terrible thing happened. She was walking, and she fell right in a big puddle of mud and soiled her clothes and lost her beautiful new hat. Oh, me, Whirlwind, why did you do this to me? I didn't deserve that. You put shame upon me and embarrassed me. I'm going to go and tell my father. Well, she went to tell her father all about what had happened. And of course, the old warrior was very angry about that. And so he went straight to the chief and said, "Oh, chief, you would not believe what Whirlwind has done to my beautiful daughter. He knocked her in the mud and embarrassed her. She does not deserve this. She is a wonderful member of our community and didn't deserve that. We need to banish Whirlwind." Now, because the chief didn't want to anger the great warrior, he said, "I will do that. I will banish Whirlwind." And that is just what happened. The chief banished Whirlwind. But what the chief forgot was that Whirlwind was best friends with Rain. And Rain was blind and was Whirlwind's only friend in the village. Whirlwind helped Rain get from one place to the other. And without Rain, bad things started to happen in the village. After a few weeks, the village became dry and barren. There was no food to eat. The boats couldn't even sail on the water to catch fish because there was no wind to blow them. It was terrible, and the people of the village became very upset. The chief decided that they really did need Rain and Whirlwind to come back. So he went to the village and said, "People of the village, I need your help. We must find Whirlwind and Rain and bring them back. Otherwise, we will all starve to death. We won't have food to eat, fish, plants, nothing. We need them back. Who will go and find them?" Well, the first one who said they could find them was Fox. And Fox said, "Oh, I am so fast. I will be able to go run everywhere and find Whirlwind and Rain. I will get them." So Fox did just that. Fox ran north, south, east, west, everywhere. But Fox came back and said, I couldn't find them anywhere. The next to try to look was Bear. I know I can find them. I have a good nose, and I can sniff them out. I'll find them. Well, Bear climbed tall mountains, went down into low valleys, went near the riverbeds, but he could not find Whirlwind and Rain. So the chief said, okay, you animals are not finding them. I think we need to ask the birds. Well, the first bird to say they would look was Loon with his long neck. I will go. Me. I will go. I will go search. Watch me. I fly so well. Watch. Well, Loon went out flying, trying to find Rain and Whirlwind, but came back with nothing. Eagle, who was strong and brave, went out next. An eagle flew over the highest mountains. He flew down to the lowest valleys. He flew north, south, east, and west, and came back with nothing. But then Sparrow came, little Sparrow. And Sparrow said, Chief, I think I will be the one to find Whirlwind and Rain. Why don't you let me try? And the chief said, oh, please, Sparrow, please find Rain and Whirlwind. So Sparrow went out flying, but Sparrow had a plan. He put a small feather in his mouth as he flew, and then he started on his journey. Sparrow flew with the feather in his beak. And he flew very far, very, very far. But he kept on flying and didn't stop because Sparrow knew he would know when Whirlwind was near. After many days of flying, he noticed something with his feather. Before, the feather did not move, but then all of a sudden, as he was flying, the feather started to move. He knew he must be close because that was Whirlwind. So he flew faster until he came to a place where the feather was blowing and shaking like crazy. He had found Whirlwind and Rain, but they were asleep in the cave and he couldn't even wake them. So he grabbed a little piece of coal from their fire and threw it at Rain, but it fizzled out because rain is water and it didn't wake them up. So he tried tweeting as loud as he could. But his little tweets weren't loud enough to wake up Rain. So he decided to try throwing another coal. It fizzled out again. I have to wake them up. Little Sparrow never gave up. He threw another coal, and this time it startled Rain, and Rain said, who's there? And Whirlwind woke up immediately and said, who's there? No one should bother my friend Rain. And the little Sparrow explained the problems they were having in the village and said, oh, Whirlwind and Rain, the chief needs you back at the village. All of the plants have died. There's no wind for the boats to go fishing. No one can eat. Everything's dead. It's terrible, and the people are beginning to starve. The chief says we need you and Rain back. You are no longer banished. You will be prized members of the tribe. And that's exactly what happened. So Whirlwind and Rain told Sparrow, all right, Sparrow, We'll come back. We'll follow you. So we'll come the day after you. And little Sparrow said, all right, I will go tell the chief. So little Sparrow flew home as fast as he could. But before he could tell the chief, of course, he went to tell all of his little sparrow friends. They were so excited that rain was coming back and they would have food again, that they all got together in a circle and did a fun little hopping dance because they were so happy. And then Sparrow went to tell the chief what had happened. And when the chief knew that Sparrow had done this, he said to Sparrow, all right, Sparrow, because of all of your wonderful help to our people, I promise you will never be hunted by anyone of our people. And to this day, it's true. Sparrows are not hunted by people. And even to this day, you'll know when the rain's coming because Sparrow and his friends get together in a big circle and dance with all their excitement, just like when Sparrow search for the rain was successful and Sparrow returned with rain and whirlwind to the people. You might even see sparrows sometime getting together and dancing just like this. Before the rain, Sparrow was a hero. And I hope you enjoyed this story today, and I hope to see you again very soon.